Very good evening, everyone. Let me know in the chat you guys can hear me or not. Very good evening, Nilanjan. Thank you. Thank you for confirming, Nilanjan. What about others? Thank you, Likit. Very good evening, Ritik. So, yeah, it was very long weekend, right? Like after Saturday class, it was whole Saturday, then Sunday, then Monday. I hope you guys have practiced lot, whatever we have discussed. And while practicing, I'm sure you guys might be facing some of the issues also. Yes, that's totally okay, Likit. I was expecting that, but it's good that you guys have tried because when you will try only, then only you will get to know that about these errors. And I'm sure while you are getting these errors, everyone has not quit at that time. Like after getting first error, you guys have not quit. You guys have tried to understand these errors and try to resolve it also. Am I right, Likit? Have you done that, or you just after getting the first error you just quit? You just tried it, right? You just so while while you are trying it, have you like you guys felt any energy or any attraction towards the coding? Like once you solve any of the errors, any of the problems, we feel some type of adrenal in our brain that give us feeling like yes, we should do it more. We should do it more. So do you guys get it? Very good evening, Deep. Vidut Sahu has a doubt. Okay, I'm hearing Vidut Sahu first time. Okay, so let's see. Let's quickly take his doubt. Meanwhile, others are also joining. So let me share my screen so other people can also see it. I'm sharing my screen, guys. So let's see. Let's see his doubt. Access denied for user root at localhost using password no. I remember somebody has this error, and that error was I think Likhit has resolved it, or what was the error? Like I remember you guys have resolved it. Like Likhit has resolved it, or anyone else has resolved it. Is it the port is missing? Like Nilanjan, might be Nilanjan has resolved it. Yes, it was Nilanjan only. So Nilanjan, what was the reason? Is it the port he is missing? Module? No. This is not with module not found. You can see you are getting access denied for user root at localhost. This is the you are trying to connect to MySQL through Jam, and you are not able to connect it. So that's why this error is coming. So I remember you have your Jamp is running with it. Are you using the Jamp for MySQL or any other thing like MySQL Bench, Workbench, or you have installed MySQL system? You are using Bench. You are using PHP Admin. Okay. Is PHP Admin also opening for you without any port change? With it? Okay. So PHP Admin is also working. You have root and localhost. Like as a credentials, you are using Jam. Still, you are facing error. Am I right? Your Jamp is running in 30, like the default port 3006, and PHP admin is also working. Okay, so weird. Just share your screenshot of config.json, and also share the screenshot for Jamp server where you're trying to run the Jamp. Okay, you might get some idea from there. Okay, so in meanwhile, so how was like weekend for everyone. I hope everyone has enjoyed the Independence Day also. Like everyone just got muted. Okay, Vishnu said yes, he has enjoyed. So, do you guys also practiced? Yes, it was good for me actually. I went to nearest schools and distributed some of the stationaries, and some act was going on. So I watch it, enjoy it. Yeah, it was very nice for me. I hope the same goes for you guys also, because it looks like it's 75, right? It's a 75. Like add it from the only 1947. So 3 years and 22 here. So 23 and 3, 25, and then 50. So it's not 75, right? Simple math. 76 also. Weird. Might be they are adding something else which we are missing. Let's see. Vidut has said in meanwhile things. Okay, that is the first one. Okay, let's see his other doubt. So he's providing port as 3306 root. Host is 127.00 point. Okay, dialect is fine. Looks good. I think his config.json looks good. Likith in meanwhile also said one doubt. Let's see his also. HTTP header center, you are not somewhere returning. You are not adding return somewhere. You are sending response dot two times. That's why this error gets. HTTP headers sent. Cannot set headers after they are sent to the client. Yes. You are doing response dot send two times somewhere. I'm not sure where, but somewhere you are doing. Let's see your code also. If this is the code you are getting the errors. So you are trying sign in. Okay, so you did the hash sync. Oh, this is not the sign in code, right? This is the sign up code. Okay, weird. It should be sign up code. And then what you are doing, if request.body.roles, you are using then you are doing response.send. Oh, you already done at the line number 11, and then again you are doing the response.that and line number 16. That's weird, right? You already done it 11, line number 11. You're doing the same thing again on line number 16. That's the problem, Nikit. Okay. I'm still not sure about your Vidit. What is the reason here? But yeah, I'm still waiting for your PHP my admin screenshot. Okay. Okay, so Ekta is saying, can you please revise the middlewares for the products creation today? This is the normal flow one. Sure, sure. Class has not started yet, right? Yes, yes. We were just looking into the doubts. Now we'll start our session. Okay, guys. So let's start our session. So I think most of the people has joined, and still I'm seeing less people today. Only 29. So Neil and Jen, if you are seeing this issue, I remember this issue you have also faced, right? Access denied for user root at localhost. Do you remember how you resolve it? I think it was like the 370 port number issue was there. Any other who was facing? But yeah, I'm still waiting for Vidut, PHP my admin. Yeah, but you were using the workbench, right, Ekta? But he is using the Jamp, and in Jamp, I think he is using in Jamp. We do not need to provide any password, so it automatically take the null there, right? Okay, so Vidut has got his problem. Okay, great, Vidut. So you can just resolve it. So let me answer these doubts. Okay, guys. So let's start from the class where we have left in our last class on Friday, right? So let's start. Let's think. Let's talk about what were we had discussed. I'm doing great, Ankit. Thank you for asking, and I hope it was very long weekend. So you guys have practiced a lot. So we are just going to continue from our last session, which happened. Yeah. So in last session, I remember we have discussed. So let's see if somebody wants to talk before. Let me just. Ravina wants to talk. Okay. Let me invite her and let's finish that also. Then we'll start. Yeah, Ravina. Please tell.
Hello.
Yes, Ravina. We can hear you.
Yes, sir. हेलो
Yes. Yes. Tell me.
सर एक्चुअली मुझे थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है इस प्रोजेक्ट में
Mm-hmm.
सर ये है कि अभी मैं बहुत पीछे हूँ मुझे मतलब दो दो तीन लेक्चर मेरे अभी बचे हुए हैं देखने के लिए तो सर यहाँ पे ये है कि जैसे पोर्ट नंबर आपने बताया था जैम पे तो वो मैंने यहाँ पे जो कोड रन रन कराना है हम लोगों को एक मिनट
अगर तुम जैम्प यूज कर रहे हो रवीना
हाँ सर
और जैम्प में अगर तुमने पोर्ट नहीं चेंज किया है तो तुम्हें पोर्ट प्रोवाइड कराने की जरूरत नहीं है अपने आप बाय डिफॉल्ट 3306 पे माई एसक्यूएल रन होता है और
सर यही है कि ये रन नहीं हो रहा है यहाँ पे कोड मैंने जो किया है ना वो यहाँ पे रन नहीं हो रहा तो वो मुझे प्रॉब्लम कर रहा है और इसकी वजह से मैं आगे भी नहीं बढ़ पा रही मतलब जो कॉन्फिग डॉट सर्वर मतलब जो वहाँ पे हम लोगों ने रन कराया ना जो कोड वहाँ पे भी ये रन नहीं हो रहा मेरा
तो लेट मी शेयर माय स्क्रीन रवीना फॉर यू
ओके सर
सो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ अगर हम ये अपना ये जैम्प चला रखा है हमने जैसे कि मेरा ही जैम्प चल रहा है मैं
यस
जैम्प ओपन कर रहा हूँ और अगर ये जैम्प में माइस्क्यूएल और अपाचे वेब सर्वर रनिंग है विदाउट चेंजिंग एनी पोर्ट अगर तुमने कोई यहाँ पोर्ट नहीं चेंज किया है
ओके सर
ठीक है अगर ये यहाँ रनिंग स्टेटस में है तो तुम्हें config.json में let me open the config.json also यहाँ पे तुम्हें पोर्ट प्रोवाइड कराने की जरूरत नहीं है अगर तुम पोर्ट प्रोवाइड करा भी रहे हो तो 3306 तुम्हें लिखना है ठीक है बाय डिफॉल्ट
यस सर
और अपने आप पोर्ट का मैपिंग हो जाएगा सीक्वलाइज के थ्रू आपका माइस्क्यूएल से ये
सर
चीज आपको
यहाँ पे
करना है
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आ रही मुझे लेकिन सर्वर
हाँ
डॉट कॉन्फिग पे यहाँ पे जो हमने कोड पहले किया था मतलब बहुत पहले की बात है हाँ सेम यही वाला तो
हाँ हाँ
यहाँ पे ये मेरा रन नहीं हो रहा है यहाँ पे मुझे मतलब मॉड्यूल नॉट फाउंड ही मतलब आ रहा है जब से मैंने कराना शुरू किया तो
अच्छा हो सकता है कि डॉट ई तुम्हारे में इंस्टॉल नहीं हो तुमने क्या चेक किया
सर
अपना
मैंने किया है हाँ ये है मेरे में
पैकेट डॉट जेसन चेक किया डॉट ई है यहाँ पर
हाँ सर है
और नोड मॉड्यूल में भी तुमने चेक किया ये नोड मॉड्यूल्स में यहाँ पे भी हम चेक कर सकते हैं कि वो पैकेज इंस्टॉल है या नहीं लाइक यहाँ पे हम जाएंगे डॉट ई चेक कर सकते हैं तुम ये भी चेक करो अपना यहाँ पे डॉट ई है या नहीं अंडर
सर
नोड मॉड्यूल फोल्डर यस यस प्लीज चेक
वेट सर
और कौन सा नोड मॉड्यूल नहीं मिल रहा है कुछ ऐसा स्पेसिफिक एरर तुम अपना एरर रीड करोगे तो एग्जैक्टली एरर में आता है क्या नहीं वो फाउंड कर पा रहा है मॉड्यूल नॉट फाउंड क्या कौन सा मॉड्यूल नहीं फाउंड कर पा रहा
डॉट
है
एन भी है सर यहाँ पे
ओके
और
नाउ चेक योर एरर which module you are not able to find
या श्योर
और इस फाइल को ओके चेक वन मोर थिंग चेक
यस
द
सर
स्पेलिंग here server.config.js और हम इस फाइल को सिर्फ एक ही जगह पे इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं वो हमारे index.js करेक्ट
हाँ
तो
सर
index.js में भी अपने टॉप पर देखो ये लाइन सबसे टॉप पर होनी चाहिए और यहाँ पे फाइल का नाम चेक करो क्या फाइल का नाम सही है तुम्हारा
हाँ सर सही है
नाउ चेक द एरर एरर में क्या प्रॉपरली मैसेज आ रहा है कौन सी फाइल से आ रहा है अच्छा एक चीज और बताइए आप लोग चैट पर मुझे क्या आप लोगों की रोज 7 o'clock मयंक के साथ कॉल नहीं होता है क्या डाउट सेशंस का Everyone in the chat. Today no class. Today Mank was on leave. Okay, today Mank was only on leave. But it's happening daily, right, Ansul? Tomorrow it will happen.
यहाँ पे हेलो.
Okay, so guys, one minute, Ravina. So,
Yes.
देखिए, guys, every day, Relval is providing you to have one doubt session on 7 o'clock, right? I know you guys know about this, but please go to those sessions and ask these doubts there. Okay, he will definitely help you to start your servers, because as I can see, this is the problem which we should handle in the when we started our express app servers, right? At that time this was the problem. If we will handle at that time, the people who was in the class, they are right now 2 3 class lagging, right? Because they would not be getting content, they are not able to practice it. So guys, whoever has not started these things, they are still waiting and they are stuck somewhere. Please connect with Mayank on those doubt sessions and keep asking till your servers is up and everything is running properly. Okay, so that is my request to you guys. Okay, yeah, Ravina, please tell.
सर यहाँ पे डाउट लिखा हुआ है, कैन नॉट फाइंड मॉड्यूल.
Mhm.
और ये सारे बहुत सारे हैं, इसमें से किसको लेना है ना ज्यादा.
तुम एक काम करो, उसका स्क्रीनशॉट लेकर उसमें डाउट्स में डालो.
और यहाँ पे
और रवीना, लाइक स्टार्ट करो रीड करना एरर्स को समझना, क्योंकि
यस
अगर तुम as a developer, if you will once you will work in industry, you have to understand errors first. Okay,
यस.
so try to understand that. Okay, Likhit, I'm just looking into your screenshot. So what is it, what are you trying to do here? So you're trying to do some flag count. Okay, you have tried the other logic to count it that. Okay, so roll dot find all, then you post it, yes, and then you, yeah, that's also fine. Actually, by the way, I was just going to look into this today. I was just going to discuss about this because I already posted my changes after fixing it, but today we'll talk about it. Yeah, just wait for some minutes. Let's like review. Oh, sorry guys, I just closed the tab, so that's why it just gone. I think Ravina has also gone. So yeah, Ravina, you can just paste that screenshot in the doubts. Then we will see your error. Okay. Everyone can hear me now, right? I just actually, when I was closing the tabs, I just closed this relevant tab also. Okay, guys. So meanwhile, Ravina is adding that. So let's revise whatever we have discussed in our last Friday class. Okay. So in Friday class, I remember we have started with understanding the difference between authentication and authorization, right? So when we were talking about the authentication, then we talk about like different examples, right? Like I remember we were talking about the Amazon app, Amazon websites, or even the Facebook websites or Instagram websites. Like why we need authentications. So we need authentications because once you sign up into their applications, so next time the right person is only accessing their profile, they have to understand these things. Their application has to understand that the right person is only accessing the content. Because if I have created my profile, there should not be anyone else who should access my profile. That's why authentication happen in all the websites, all the applications right now. Because the content which you have created or the content which belongs to you, only you should be able to access it. Correct? Nobody else should be able to access it. So that's why authentication step is very important, and that's why you can see a lot of websites has started having authentications. Okay, that was about the authentication, where you will tell who you are. If you are the right person, then you can enter it into the applications. If you are not, then they will reject it from there. That's what the authentication we have understood. Okay, then the next thing about the authorization, so like once you have access into the websites, now what are the authorities, what are the powers, or like what are the roles, or what are the tasks you can do in that websites? that defined with the help of authorization. Okay, so like I told you, I remember I have I have one, I have given one example to you guys. Like once you have access in in the Amazon.com website, you cannot you cannot add any new product, you cannot change the price of any products, right? You cannot make any products that is stock of that product zero. These things you cannot do, right? So these are whatever the authorization you had, you can only do those type of things. If you want to do other things, you have to join Amazon. That was the example I have given you, right, guys? So yeah, that was all about the Amazon. I'll say that's all about the authorization. Are we good with authentication and authorization, guys, on the theoretical part? Okay, let's in meanwhile let's see, Ravina has all pasted his screenshot, so let's see that. Let me share my screen also, so you guys can also see how to read errors. Guys, everyone, let's see this screenshot and let's try to understand what the errors are saying. So you can see, okay, one weird thing. Why, Ravina, you are trying to run node config.server.js? You should be running node index.js, right, Ravina? I told you, right, from the previous classes also, that everything will start from one file, because your application has to start from somewhere, and that starting point is index.js, right? If you see my screen, so you can see this is the index.js file, which we are writing as a main file in our packet.json. So we are telling to everyone, even to our applications, wherever we are going to deploy it, that my application is going to start from index.js file, right? So why are you running this file, server.config.js? Okay, that is the first problem which I'm seeing here, right? And next problem, as if you are trying to run node config.server.js, current find module config.server.js, it seems like you're not running from the config folder, so that's why it's giving you error that this config.server.js does not exist in your root folder. See, this root file exists here under the config folder. So first thing, you should not be running this file. You should be running node index.js. Okay, Ravina? If you want to start your server. So do that and then we'll see the next one. Okay. In meanwhile, Likhit, I already answered this question or not? Let me see. Oh, okay. So we are going to discuss about this. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Ravina, you got the point? Okay. Great. So yeah, but please, guys, everyone, try to understand the errors. Okay, that's a very important part which you everyone should know. Okay, so let's come back to our yesterday's session. So yeah, so we have covered the authentication and authorization, and I remember after that we started many-to-many relation, right? Many-to-many association, where we have discussed about users and role table, where we have like come into one consensus that users and roles both are many-to-many relation, because one user can have many roles, and same way if we see from the roles perspective, one roles can be assigned to multiple users. So this is many-to-many association. Gone voice, is it happening with everyone? So Suraj, just refresh your browser. It could be just the browser issue. Okay. So once we were looking into the users and roles table, so we have come to one conclusion that these are many to many association. And for many to many association, when we have many to many association between two tables, we always need one more table in between them, and that table we have created with the name of user roles, and that was very easy, which we did with the help of sequelize. It's just one place we need to define that name in the associate while we are creating our models. Like, let me, I already sharing my screen, so I can show that line also. Like if I go into the users, so this was the line only we added, that the user belongs to many roles through this table user roles. And same way, we in the roles also we have said the same thing, that role belongs to many models.users through this table. This is the line we did, and automatically in our databases you have seen that the newly table has been created. right? After that, I told you two methods to insert data in that user roles table and get data, right? Till now, we have only seen one method. And can anyone tell quickly that method name? If you want to insert some data in the user roles table, what was the method name? Nilanjan, if you have already done in the last Friday class, then no need to do that. No, no. Create is for inserting data in simple models, right? I'm talking about the middle table, which was the user role table. For that, if you guys remember, we used the set roles. That was the method name which we used, right? And for getting that data, today we will use get roles also. So today I will show you while we will doing our sign in API, we will call the get roles also. Okay, so that was the many to many association we did. So Likhit, where the set roles method comes from when we are using many to many association, and for inserting data in that middle relational table between the users and roles, we use the set roles. And the Sequelize has given these methods to us, where while accessing our the main models like users and roles, we can insert and interact with this middle table also. That's why Sequelize has given those methods to us: set roles and get roles. Okay. Setter and getter methods. Yes, we can say setter and getter methods. That's totally right. Vishal has given the correct names. Those are setter and getter methods. Okay, so now once we yes, so after that, once we have created our many to many association between users and roles table, then we created our first API. That was the sign up API, right? Let's quickly look into the sign up API. So that was first our sign up API. So we have created one route for that, and that route was auth.js. You can see this was our sign up API name, and we also provided middleware methods for them. Check duplicate username and email, check roles. These were two middleware validation methods, right? With these with these middlewares, we are simply checking that once the client data is coming, so those clients data has the required fields or not, like username and email. These fields should not be missed while creating any users in database. So that's why with these validation methods, we are trying to validate that part, the username and email. And the another one was check roles, right? This one, check roles. So here we are trying to check that the roles which are coming from the UI side or from the postman, from the client, those roles exist in our roles table or not. There should not be any rules which are like doesn't exist in our role table and somebody has created the entry, right? So that's why these validation methods we are trying to put it here. And I think Ekta has asked what are these middlewares. So these middlewares are, so Ekta, we use these middlewares just for testing, or you can see the validation parts, or some of the stuff, some of the tasks which we want to do before reaching to the controller. This is our controller, like, right, the main controller where all the sign up and all the things will happen. But the things which we want to do before reaching to the controller, we generally do that with the help of middlewares. So in the middlewares, if we are getting any errors, we will simply return from there. We will not move further. We will not move further to next middleware or to controller. And if we are getting everything corrected, like every duplicate, like username is there, email is there, and everything is good, then we will go into the next middleware. And if there is no next middleware, we'll go into the controller. That's what the middleware. That's what the role middleware plays. Okay, Sweta. I hope I answered your question. Okay, so in meanwhile, Nilanjan has posted something. So, sir, I have not authored this in Output. Have you uploaded in GitHub so that I will copy? Yes, it's in the session 5. Okay, let me paste it here. I am going to work today again in the same repo in the session 5 only. Okay, guys. So you guys will be having the same data. Let me paste it here. Have you not joined the last class, Nilanjan, on Friday, which we did? Then how can you miss the auth.js? It was there, right? We have created the auth.js in the routes. It should be there. Okay, so moving further. So yes, so this is the route which we have created for our API. Then now we will look into our sign up API very quickly. For that, we'll go into the controller folder, okay, in the auth.js. So you can see in our controller folder what we are trying to do here. Okay, before that, let's go into the middleware, right? The check, there was user middleware, right? The check roles and check duplicate username and email, right? These are the two middleware which we have created. So the first thing which we are checking, that username exists in the body which is coming from client side or not. So we have to put the if condition, if request.body.username, then only go here, correct? And if it's not there, also check for email. And if email is not there, then yeah, if request.body.username, then go here. If request.body.email, then go here. I think we are missing one condition, guys, here. If username is not there, I think we should throw one error also here, right? Like username field does not exist, something like that. But yeah, that's fine. So what we are trying to do here is request dot like if user has username, but right now our main method is check duplicate username and email. Correct? That was the middleware. Check duplicate username and email. So what we are trying to do here, like if already somebody has created username, you guys remember, right? In some website, you see that they ask for you to keep a unique username, right? You guys remember, right? In some website, you guys have observed like you have to keep unique username, otherwise they will continuously throw errors. So this is the middleware only, this is the middleware who does the things. So every time when you will pass your username, this username will come into request.what is your username. Then in our database in the user table, we will check is that username exist. If yes, then we will simply return the error. That's what happens. Same goes for email also. We will check for our email. If it exists in a user table, if it means somebody has already taken that username and email, and we'll simply throw the error. So that's what we were trying to do here. Okay. And then we are also checking the check roles. So I remember we stuck here in our last class, right? So I have already finished this one. So what I did, let's look into it again. So first, from the UI side, we got the roles, right? So this value could be like, right now we are passing like this, 1 comma 2. I think today we will fix one more thing, guys. So, okay, you remember we might not be giving this like this. Like everyone does not remember the IDs, right? We might be providing like this, admin, comma user, right? Roles we can provide like this also, right? Right now we have taken the post like assumption that people are going to provide numbers to us, but there could be scenarios where they do not want the numbers. So where they want to go with the username, not with the numbers, right? Those scenarios could also be there. So I would like to you guys to try that, where people are passing us the names of role rather than role ID, right? So I want you guys to first try it, and if you guys face any problems, I could also show you that. Okay, that would be task for you guys. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's see. In our if somebody is passing role IDs to us, so we got this role ID in this variable, then we are taking one flag as a true, right? And we have followed this approach. So first we'll go to the role table and find all attributes, right? Find all entries from there, find all entries from the role database. And you guys know I'm why I'm keeping this attribute ID, because right now when we will fetch the role data, we can get a lot of data, right? Whatever columns we have, ID, name, and updated at, created at, everyone. But I'm saying here, I only want ID attributes. I only want ID column. I don't want any other column. So that's what I did. I got the data in the find roles, and then I'm checking if find roles has any entries. Then please, I have created one more array here, const store roles, which are coming from database. So I'm just simply pushing those IDs to this array. I think Likhit has also done the same code. So, so see, data will in this variable find roles from DB. Data will come from database, right? And this will be one array. So what I'm doing from this array, I'm just simply fetching the IDs, because this array has a lot of object structure. In the last class, if you guys remember, I have printed the result, and you guys are able to see a lot of objects of arrays, right? So today what I did, rather than created a new array, in that array I will only push the ID. which are coming from the database. So I just simply post the ID, and once we got the IDs or roles IDs from the database, now we just simply need to validate. So what I did, I just kept one loop for our roles which are coming from the UI or from the postman, and then I just use this method store roles dot include, and like individual roles which are coming, I will check it into this array, and if result is true, then I'm fine. If result is not true, then I'm just making my flag as a false, and you can see if flag is false, I'm just sending that error, role ID does not exist, and if flag is true, I'm just sending next method. So this is what I did. Like the Likit, your code was also right. You were using two loops, right? Inner loop. Here also loops are only happening. This method store roles dot includes. It's also run the loop internally, but it's just the shorter syntax which I used. Okay, Likit. So your code is also fine. So I've already posted this code in the session 5. If anyone to test it, please test it. I will show you this thing, but let's quickly see the controller also. Okay, let's quickly see the controller, and then we will just test this part. Okay, let's quickly see the controller also very quickly for the auth.js. So we can see our, so now from the middlewares we have passed that there is no duplicate username, there is no duplicate email ID, and the roles is also fine. So now we are going to create the entry in our database for that user. So right, again, from the body we have fetched the username, email. Then I told you about the bcrypt, because I want to what is a string, so we need to use the bcrypt.hashing. It will give you one hash data. So this is a syntax for that, and we got our password. Correct. I just simply user.create. I just simply created that user in a database. Now we have created the users. Now our next responsibility is to keep to whatever the roles we are having. We need to create those entries in the user. So that's what we did here. Request.body.roles. If roles exist, take those roles and keep it into the user.set roles. This is the method which I was talking about. The CPLize provides to us. When we will run await user.set roles, it will keep those roles with user ID in the user role table. So that's what happening here. And if somebody has not provided roles, so I'm just simply creating one, like the default role to that user. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do here, and once it does, we'll create the user. So we will now test it. I have made any changes somewhere. What are the changes? Oh, okay, let me discard these changes and let me now run it, but before that let me see your questions. Okay, so Deepak is saying, actually got a question from interviewer. Yeah, please tell that they're asking me how to handle multiple APIs on a single time, like a CRM. Like multiple API calls. So if you are talking about uh, like at the same time you want to fetch products, you want to fetch category, you want to do some transactions at the same time, right? You want to call parallel requests. So for that we have promise.all in our server, where we can call all the APIs parallelly. Correct, there is promise.all. So parallelly all the APIs will call, and there in the callback there will be respective variables for them. Whenever like whatever the API will be first completed, that response you will get. This is the first way to do that parallelly, and like you can do with the await also, but that will be that will not be parallelly, that will be sequentially only. Like first API will be called, then second, then third. So I think promise.all will be helpful for you, Deepak. Okay, Nilanjan has any doubt? Okay, let's see. Cannot find module bcrypt.js. So it seems like you have not installed bcrypt.js. So just install npm install bcrypt.js, Nilanjan. It should work. Okay. What is the other error? Yeah, it's the same, right? Can't find bcrypt.js. Yeah. It looks like you have not installed it. So just check into the node modules. Do you have? See guys, whenever you are getting any errors for modules which are externally, just check in the node modules. like this. Guys, see, this is the node modules. I have told that to Ravina also. You guys were there at that time also. So, but yeah, you can see here and look for bcrypt. Was a bcrypt.js. Yeah, look for this package. So, mm, bcrypt.js. Yes, yeah, it's there. So similar way, you should have this package. If you're not having, you have to install it. Okay. Let's see further doubts. Have you installed the bcrypt? Bcrypt. No, how to do that? Niranjan, you should be aware of how to install packages. Already installed bcrypt. You have already installed bcrypt. You're still getting the error. Have you checked the node one, Niranjan? And it's not bcrypt. It's a bcrypt JS. You see, it's not bcrypt. It's bcrypt JS. Are you using the right? Are you using the right name of package? So you have bcrypt. That's not the package, Niranjan. Bcrypt JS is the package. In the screenshot which you shared, your package was bcrypt, but the package name is bcrypt JS. Okay. Okay. So we are good now. So we will test it now. Okay, guys. So now test the role part because in last class we were stuck in that. So let's check that part. Okay, quickly, and then we will look into our JSON Web Token part. So let me now go to the Postman. Everyone now look into my screen. So before that, let's start our server. Node index to everyone. I'm saying again, every time you need to start your server from index.js. And let's start with node1. So we should, whenever we are making any changes, we should be using it. Okay, every time you do not need to call any other file in your projects. Everything will start from index.js. Okay, so now Node.js has started our server. Let's see our database is running or not. Yes, our database is also running. Can we see the roles now? Yes, we can see two roles, user and admin, default roles. I think there should not be anything in the user because we do not have any default user. Okay, so let's check. Let's check all the validation first. So let's see. Right now we do not have any users, right? So this let's create one entry first in the database. Like okay, so now we have created this user, right? Let's see. Let's see in the database, do we have this user or not? Yes, guys, you can see one username, user email, password, encrypted password, created ad, updated ad. And we will see user roles also. We should have two entries because we have passed two roles, 1, 2. Now we will check our validation. Now the first validation for username. I am just now inserting the same username again. Correct? So let's see, is it working or not? You see, username already exists, right? So we are getting error here. So let's correct it. It would be Arpit. Okay. Now, now the second validation for duplicate email. Let's see, are we getting that message or not? You see, anytime I will call, every time I'm going to get the same result. Email already exists. Till we will resolve it. So let's correct this email also. abc@gmail.com. Now we have fixed two things, username and emails. Now let's try to check for check roles also. So let's insert some roles ID which does not exist in our database. Like the 3. Role ID 3 does not exist in our database. Right? Let's try this. See, role ID does not exist. Let's try to keep the 4 here. Like this is random one. Role ID does not exist. Right? Let's keep only 2. This exists. So now this should be created. See, user has been created successfully. You can see now the second user in database. Yes, you can see arpit@gmail.com, and in user roles, this is the third entry for the user ID 2. Correct? So that's how we will stop the malicious or wrong data to be inserted into our database with the middleware functions. Correct? So now our middleware functions are properly working. Anyone wants to try it? I can give you 5 minutes, but I cannot give more than 5 minutes. Anyone wants to try it? I will post the change. Sure, sure. You guys try. Let me post the changes in meanwhile. But I will not give you more than 5 minutes, guys, because we will discuss now again the JSON web token part. Okay. So let me post it. I think is there is anything to push because I haven't changed anything, right? Yeah, I haven't changed anything. It's everything is available in the repo. I think. Let me check quickly. Yeah. So did it work for you, Deep? Let me check quickly. The middleware user.js. Let me check. Yeah, it's there. Okay, so everything is there. Let's try for 5 minutes. In after 8:50, we'll start our new topics. Great, Deep. Great. Very nice. What about others? Ekta, Suraj, uh, Deep has already tried. Ankit, Vishal, Arad. Oh, okay. Arad is also doing it. Yeah, please, please. You guys have 5 minutes. No problem. Not in a hurry. Oh, great, Deep. Sure, sure. Why not? This is the postman. You can see the API endpoint. This is the data part. This is the post method. This is the raw and JSON. Guys, like, I want you guys to understand the postman properly because I want everyone to be good in the postman because all the APIs which you are going to create, you're going to test it here only in postman only. You're going to face a lot of problems while like like you have written some code, right? And you are going to test that code here only. So while testing, you will get a lot of problems. So everyone, please try to understand the postman. Very important part. Okay. Let me see in the chat if anyone has a problem, but no. Yeah. Let me continuously share this screen. Now we have 3 minutes, so guys, please do it. Ritik, Deepak, have you guys tried it? Yes. Postman has a lot. Yes, yes. Let me see others people also. Ravina. Ravina, when you run, like, yeah, you didn't inform us. When you run node-index.js, are you still seeing the error? Same error? I'm not sure about the errors, but are you still seeing the same error? Ekta, have you done it? Getting 404 on post request. 404. So yeah, it looks good, right? You are passing some duplicate username. That's why you are getting right. Like if I'm passing the Arpit again, let me start my server first. Let's create this entry. So this is the first time. And if we call the, yeah, you can see 400 username already exists. That's good, right? So for him, Likhit has got some error. So username, password, and email. You're not passing roles, okay? Insert into roles. But okay. Okay, so looks like if you're not passing rules, then you will go into the else part and you will insert the default one. Hmm. Hmm. Hey, first you correct your API name. It should not be auth slash sign in. It should be auth slash sign up. Okay, click it. And not like I'm not able to see anything in the console also. There is no error in console also. Hmm. Have you fixed that line number 12, which I told you earlier? It should work. Try to put, like, you have already put the console also, but it looks like you're not getting into the else part or somewhere. Hmm. Like you have put it the console.log user. This use line number 9. That user is also not printed in the console. So are you sure you are like you have reached to this API? Because it looks like you have not reached to this API. Okay, like it. Yeah, it makes sense. I can see your console. In your console, if you have reached to this method user sign in, then this user should come, right? This user also didn't. It is not coming in the console. Line number 9. It means you are not reaching to this method. So just check before in your routes or somewhere. Are you providing the wrong names or anything? Please check these things. Okay. Okay. So Nilanjan has also shared something. Okay. Let's see. Cannot post ecom. So Nilanjan, it's very clear, right? This API does not exist. Slash ecom slash API v1 slash or sign up. This API does not exist. You have to check your route folder. Does this API exist in your scenario, in your code or not? It looks like this API does not exist. When you are seeing this cannot post, cannot get this, it means that API does not exist. Okay. Getting error in HTML format. It looks like wherever you're getting HTML error, it seems like 404 not found or API not exist. Yeah, that's the error. API not exist. It means your endpoint does not exist in your code. You need to check in the routes folder. In the routes folder, check for auth.js. Yes, yes. Same for Ankit. Same for you also, Ankit. Hey, you guys have copied the code from my folders only, right? You should not get the errors. Yeah, it looks like you have not copied everything. Okay, so sure, Arad, sure. This is the postman. This is our URL, which we kept it into a routes file, only one place. This is the JSON data which we are passing. This is our post method. Here we have body, here we have JSON. Okay. Okay, so I was just talking about 5 minutes. I think it happened to be 10 minutes. Oh, I can understand your problem, Arad. Maybe look for Jamp. Try to install Jamp. It might work good for you, Arad. Okay, guys. So can we move further now in JSON Web token topic? Okay. Ankit has said yes. What about others? Deep has also said yes. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Bharat has used a different logic for duplicate. So see his logic also. So let flag is true. Okay. If data dot roles, find all the roles. Okay. All roles dot filter e return e dot id is equal to roles. So like Bharat, were you able to get like when you were doing the filtering, uh, data dot roles is there? Okay, yeah. When you were doing the filtering, were you getting this ID directly there, e dot id? Because as we were seeing it, we were getting a lot of data, not directly getting the e dot id. We have to go into data value, then we have to get the ID from there. Is it working for you, Bharat? This logic? Oh, great. If this logic is working for you, then I think we can also try it. It looks small, right? It's a small logic. So, guys, can you guys see that? How Bharat has tried? Because I remember we were also trying to do the similar thing with all roles, but when we were trying to access the all roles data, at that time we were getting a lot of objects, but it looks like when we are using the filter, it seems like it's directly giving us ID. So if that works, so I think yes, it's a small logic. So I put the API from routes folder in .js file and post an API with my getting quickly for not found error. Uh, did you push changes? Yes, Arad. I have pushed the changes. So like it seems like have you changed the index.js also? Auth router, have you included auth router there? Nilanjan, I think you are missing the classes. It seems like. Are you missing the classes in middle? Because you should be knowing, right? Everything starts from index.js. So you should have the routes in index.js also, right? As we did the category routes, as we did the like the product routes. In similar way, auth routes should also be there. So in index.js, we should have that routes. See, guys, it looks like you guys are joining some classes and then skipping those classes, then joining it again. That's not good, guys. You guys will be missing things, lot of things. It's very straightforward, right? In the you should be having first the auth routes in index.js file, and that auth route should come from the index.js file from routes folder. If that is there, then have you checked this part in routes in index.js? Do you have that auth routes here? If it's this is also there, then this route should be matched. I haven't done anything else, Niranjan. Started from index.js file, kept the auth routes here. After express.json, then in index.js we have kept it here, exporting it, and then here it should work. Arad has one doubt. Let's see his doubt also. Whenever we face HTML like error, then there is issue with APIs. Yes, definitely, Ankit. Vishal is getting, sir, I don't know why password is getting null every time a new user is created, even though it's getting encrypted successfully. Vishal, it could be uh, if you're saying this line is working for you, so just check this variable is good for you or not, because only here we are using the password, right? If this line is working for you, you are able to see the password in your console, encrypted one. Then just check this line is working. Like here password is correct or not for you, Risha. Just check that part. Okay. My code is working if I provide roles, but not working if roles are not provided. I see. For me, it was working right. Like it, I showed you last day. It should work for you also. Yes, sir. So let's see. The Arad route. Arad route, yeah. No changes. I can see, sir. No changes. I can see. I didn't understand that part. You have to click on this one, right? Fix duplicate, fix duplicate role ID issue. If you are looking for the changes, and you can see the branch has 39 commits. You can come click on this commits also, 41 commits. You will see one by one all the commits. Okay, Rad? Just click on this 41 commits. Here, let me show you. If you guys are able to see my screen, just click on this 41 commits. You can see one by one all the changes. This is the changes which we did here in the await dot rules. If you want to see the changes, this the changes of the 13th August. We have created these files, right? Otherwise, see, you can directly go to these files, right? Go to directly to controller. I have already shown you, right? All the files. This is the auth.js file, right? Then if you go into the routes, we have auth.js here also. Then in index.js also, that all, right? Then in the middleware, you can go for user.js. We have all the logic for check roles and check duplicate username and email. That's the thing we can do. Okay. Okay, Raj, you can check from there. Yes, I haven't. That's what. If you have when I was trying to push something, I told you I've already pushed it earlier, so no need to push anything here. I was just showing you. Yeah, I haven't pushed anything. Okay, guys. So that was all about uh, the check roles part where we have stuck in our last class. So let's understand now. If you remember from our last session, we've also discussed about two type of authentication. Correct? First was the basic authentication, and second was the JSON web authentication. Correct? Anyone can tell me the difference between the basic authentication and JSON web token authentication? What was the one common difference between those two? Anyone in the chat? If you guys remember that difference? Okay, no one remembers. That's fine. So see, okay, look at this thing. Basic is password. Okay, hashing token. Okay, guys. So I think you guys have little memories about the yesterday's discussion. So let me just remind you guys again. Okay. So see, from the user's perspective, both are same. Basic authentication and as well as the JSON web authentication. Both are same. Because from the user's perspective, in both type of authentication mechanism, they have to provide their username and password. Okay, in the basic authentication also in the JSON web authentication, both scenarios they have to provide the username and password. Once they have provided the username and password, now difference has started. In the basic authentication, from now all the next calls, all the APIs call which are going to happen next, you have to always pass username and password. Okay, but in the case of JSON web token, first time you have to only provide username and password. That username and password will go to the server. Now in the server, we will check those informations, are they correct or not, and after verifying that your username and password is correct, we will create one token, and that token I will pass it back to the client. Now client will store that token, and now in the all the next request, all the next API call, that token will be passed. Okay, and that token will be passed from the client side, and then in the server side we will every time verify it. Okay, that token, and if that token is not expired, or that token is not like nobody has changed or altered that token, then the request will go further, then the authentication is fine. Okay, it means if the token is same, there is nothing has been changed, it is not expired, it means you are the you are the like legitimate user, you are the correct user. Okay, let me also draw that thing very quickly to you. You guys should not be forget that. That was a flow I've already discussed. So let's see. So okay, let's take. So this is our user slash client, correct? And here we have our server, correct? Let's create two wall here. Sorry for bad drawing. Yeah. So now let's see. First time, user will send us through the sign in API. So we'll create one sign in API. Sign in API. We'll create it. And here, user will pass us two things: username and password. Correct? In this API, we'll get these things. Now the server will do what? Server will first verify that username slash password is correct. This is the first thing which server will do. The next thing, once this thing is done, now it will create a token. Create a token with help of JSON Web Token package. There is one package, JSON Web Token. With the help of this package, we'll create one token. And after that, we will return this token with the response to client. Our token with some response. With some response will be sent back to client. Okay. Now client will store this token, and now next every call like get all product. This is the next call which is going to be get all products. Like we have created this API, right? Get all products. Here, this token which has been passed from server to client, now client will pass this token in header. We'll create one header from client side. Now this token will be passed as a header with this API call. And now once this header will come to the server, server will again now verify only the header token part. Verify only token. Verify only token, and then if everything looks good, send the response for get all products. Response of get all products. Get all products. That is the flow which happened with the JSON Web Token. So anyone has doubt in this flow? Anyone, let me know in the chat. Do you guys see any problem with this, or do you not understand this part? Sure, Deepak. Anyone else has any doubt? Okay, that's a good question. Nilanjan has passed, and Nilanjan has asked, and I think last time you guys have also asked how that token looks like. So I think first I will show you token, then I will let me explain it again. Then I will show you how the token looks like. And the next question is, will our server save those token? No, Likit. Server is stateless. Server does not store anything. Server will not store these things. Server will store one thing which is needed to create token. That is one secret key. That is one secret key which we will use while creating our token. That secret key server will store, and with the help of that secret key only, we will verify that our token is correct or not. Okay, understood? The understood, Likit? That server, that secret key, pass key or passphrase, those things we will store on. Okay. What mean by stateless? And stateless means it does not store any information. Okay, Deepak. Stateless mean the server will not store any of your information. Whoever user is making any request to server, Server will not remember all these things. Server will not create any cache memory for you. The same version can make same call multiple times. That's what the stateless is. Stateful is where we are going to store some state, like how many times this client has made this request. How loud once, like we are seeing like 15 times he has made the request. Now we will block it. So there we say that these servers are stateful server. Okay, where we are storing some information about the client. That's what the stateful is. Okay, and using this flow on Android. Nice, Ritik. Passkey or passphrase, yes. Passkey or passphrase, correct, correct. Secret key, passkey, passphrase, everything is same. Database store that? No, no, database doesn't. We can store it in database also, but in our system, we will store it as server memory only. Same like variable. In variable, we are storing something. Similar way, we will store the token secret key there also. Token contain header folder. Yeah, we'll discuss about that. We'll discuss about token. First, understand the flow. Okay, Ankit? Is token save in the database? Already answered. When secret key will expire? Secret key will not expire. Token will expire. Is it this distally signed? Distally signed? No. Yeah, we can say. I think distally signed. I understood a little bit different, but it will be signed with algorithmic cryptographic algorithms. We have like the encryption algorithms or signed algorithm. So JSON Web Token use those algorithms to sign our token. I think we are moving lot further. I think we haven't discussed about anything about the sign or anything payload. Let me go there, guys. Then we will talk about it. Yeah. Let's first understand this flow. Are you okay with this flow, which we have displayed, which I'm trying to convey here in the slide? Are we good with that? Yes, great. So let me first reiterate it because Deepak was asking about explain it again. So let me reiterate it. Okay. So see, Deepak, or for others also. So see, so once the user will be going for sign in API or the sign in UI screen, they will provide us username and password or email and password. Okay, those particular and that API name will be sign in API, which we will create today. Okay, then in the server side, once we get that API request, first server will verify this username and password exists in our database, password is correct or not. All those informations first we will verify. Once we verified this, now server will create a token with the help of JSON Web Token package. Okay, now this token will be passed to client in the same response. Sign in API response, we will pass the token with some other response like what the roles, what type of roles user has. All this information will also be in that response. Okay, now once the client has got this token, it will store it in some local storage or browser storage wherever client wants to store it. Okay, then whatever the next API call client is making, like get all products, get particular products, get product by ID, get category by ID, every time client will pass this token X, or this will pass this token in the headers, not in the body. It will pass that token in headers. Why? Because in the get API also we can use that API, use that header token. Because headers we pass in all the REST method, even if it's get, post, put. That's why we'll pass that token in headers. And now when we will pass this token in header while making our call, while making our API call, on the server side, first step would be in our middleware only, we'll verify our token. This token is correct or not. Once we verify it, now next we will go into the controller part and get all the things from database and send it back. That's what the flow. Are we good with that, Deepak, now? Okay, so guys, the next question which comes that how the token looks like. So let me now show you tokens, which if everyone can use the jw.io website. So there is one website called jw.io. So I have already opened it. So let me open it again. You can see I'm just refreshing it. Automatically it will give you one token to you. You can see this is the token which JSON Web Token will create. JSON Web Token package in Node.js will create. Okay, you can see this token will have three parts. You can see the dots. This is the first part before dot. This is the second part before dot, and this is the third part. Okay, and you can see when we decode these part, this looks like this. This is the first part when we decode. So the first part of this token will provide us what are the algorithm which we are using for encryption or for our signature. Somebody was asking like it was display signature or not. So these are some algorithms which are already been created in cryptography. So these are the algorithms which are already available. So JSON Web Token uses these tokens by default. These algorithm by default. We will not provide these algorithm names anywhere. By default, JSON Web Token package will use these type of algorithm. So the first part of header is this part where we are telling the algorithm and type is obviously it's a JWT. Okay. In the next part, we are getting some payload data. This is an export. When we will decode this part, it will give us this data. There we will provide some of the informations like for users. So we can provide some user ID there. We will provide some like this is the IAT. Like this is a default thing. IAT is a default. It means when this created has been created, when this token has been created, that is the timing will come here. In the similar way, expire time also comes here. There are some optional parameters which are available. We can put it here. Okay, and this is the third part, which we cannot decode. Which we cannot decode. This is the signature part, where we will provide our signature. Okay, and now I will show you in the slide because see these two parts we can easily decode. Anyone can decode these two parts, this part and this part. But the part, but if anyone can decode our encoded messages, then why we are using it, right? This question could come to us, right? If everyone can decode these things, why we are using these JSON Web Token part? So that's why the third part of this token, nobody can decode. Only that person can decode who has the secret key. Who has the secret key? And that secret key only be available in our server side. That's why server can only create the token and server can only verify this token. Okay, let me show you how that looks like in the slides. Okay, let me show you the flow. So see guys, so the first part of token looks like this. You see, so like we'll provide some header information information about the JSON Web Token. So we can see this is the first box. You can see this is the first box which is keeping the header information. Okay, this is the second box which is keeping the payload informations. Correct. These two boxes, like these, you can understand these are tokens, right? This is token 2 because that token has three parts, right? This is the first part of token. Like I just write part 1 and let me erase that part. Rather than writing the token, let's write the part 2, and this is the part 2, which could be easily decoded, right? These two parts could be easily decoded. But now we will create the third part of token, which is the part 3. Now you guys see it takes three things. It will take first the encoded part, encoded part 1. It will take encoded part 2 of payload also, encoded part 2. Then it also like it will be combined here like this, and then it will be added with secret key, and then we will get the part 3 of our token part 3. Understood, guys? So see, this part 1, where we'll pass some header information in JSON. Like you can see, two information in this slide I was passing, right? Where I was there. Yeah. Yeah. Here you can see, right? This is the two information in JSON I am passing, algorithm and type. This is encrypted. Once we encrypted it, it is giving this part to us. Now, this is the payload data we will provide. When it got encrypted in base 64, you can see this information. But now the encoded part, this and this plus secret key will create the third part. So that's what is happening here. That's why this part is very important. Nobody can access it, nobody can decrypt it. Only that person can access it, where we have the secret key. Who has the secret key? Okay, who has the secret key? Only that person can see this. That's fine, not say that's fine. You guys know, right? The JSON part which we were talking about there. That's what I was saying. JSON part first will be encoded here, then this JSON part will be encoded here. Then the encoded part we will pass into the secret key, and then we will create our third part of token. That's how we create the JSON token. That's how internally, that's how the internally JSON web token does the things. I will share one URL also with you where they are showing us like how the JSON package is working. As you can see here, guys. Can you guys see my screen now? Let me know in the chat. Yes, okay. Let me first pass this URL to you. They are telling us how the JSON Web Token package is internally working. You guys can check this later also. But you can see here, they have taken the first part like this, like the internally how the JSON Web Token is working. This is the first part where we're just simply passing the headers in a JSON object. Algorithm we are passing and types, and then we got we are using the encoding buffer.from. This is the JavaScript for encryption, and we have passed it to toString. You can see we got this information base 64. This is the base 64 of this JSON object. Same for payload also. We simply pass the username here. So we got this encoded part. But for the third part, you can see when we are creating the third part, the signature part, we are using crypto modules. We are using our secret key, simple variable, and then we are using this some of the crypto methods like create HMAC. We are passing our algorithm SAR 256. We are passing our secret. We are passing our encoded header. We are passing our encoded payload, and then we are getting it into the base 64. So that's why nobody can decode this part of this third part of our token. For that, you definitely needed the JWT secret. If you do not have that secret key or the pass key or pass phrase, you cannot decode it. So that's all, guys, the theoretical part of JSON Web Token. And let me search it, JWT. And we are going to use two methods only. I think the first method is sign, where we will create the sign part, and the second part would be the verify. Okay, so I think this is not the correct package. This is the correct package. Yeah, this is the correct package only. Why it was not able to show it there? That's fine. So yeah, so we are going to use, guys, two methods only of JWT. You can see, yeah, this is the first method, jw.sign. Very simple. You do not need to do. You just need to pass your payload. This is the payload part, and this is the secret key. You do not need to pass the headers. Automatically, JSON Web Token take the headers. Okay, that's what you need to do simply, and you will get the token. I will show you guys. Now let's do it some coding. Okay. So let's start from let's do this part in index.js only. Let me stop our server. Then we will do this in our sign-in API. First, let's try this in our uh, index.js very quickly. Let's close all the files. Let's close all the folders, and let's open our main index.js file. Okay. And in async, yeah, in here we can do it. After init, yeah, let's do it here. Let me see, is there any console we are printing so we can remove it? So yeah, no console. Okay, so let me increase the size for you also. You guys are able to see my screen? Okay, so now first thing, we'll install the package JSON Web Token. You guys can also do this in meanwhile. Let me first run it. Is it the correct package? Yeah. Yes, I think. You guys can also do this in meanwhile, everyone. Okay, so now we have installed the JSON Web Token. Okay, let's import it into our top every time. Everyone, whenever we are calling any packages, let's import it into top. AWT from require JSON Web Token. JSON Web Token. Okay, I will also cross verify I'm doing correctly. Yes, JSON Web Token. Now let's do here. Let's put await and let's take jw2t.sign. Okay, let's pass the payload here. Let payload or const. whatever we want. Const payload is equal to, let's keep an, this would be object ID, and let's give it as like hello, I am ID. Okay, and let's put this payload here, and then we need to give our secret key also. Const secret key, and this should be minimum 32 letters. So I'm just writing them like some letters. Yeah, should be minimum 32. It's not a condition, but yeah, like the best practice is to keep the 32. And I think we can also pass the expiry. So let me see how can we pass the expire time here. So this is the IAT. Yeah, we can simply keep the IAT there. I'm just looking for expire one. Yeah, this is the expire. You can see the expire time. We can pass. I think we can pass it into in payload only as another key. Let's not keep it this like we can keep it like 2 minutes also. Can give it like this also, guys. I think so. Let's keep. Let's see. Yeah, you can see 1 hour. I think similar way we can keep the uh, or even better. Yeah, we see another two ways are there. You can provide it into the payload also, the expire part, or you can provide after the secret key also. So there is no problem. Like you can provide in many ways. Let's see like 2 minutes I'm writing correctly or not. Yeah, that's fine. We'll get the errors if it's not correct. Yeah. Let's see the const token. Let's console it. We'll see how our token looks like. It's happening. Okay. Yeah. Token. Okay, guys. So let's start the server. This is the same part, guys. See, we have provided the payload here. We have provided the secret key. So we are passing the payload here and secret key. Just I added the expire time for key for the token which will create after what time this token will expire. So I provided 2 minutes. I'm not sure this will work or not, but let's see. Let's start our server. So looks like we got one error. So let's see what is that error. EXP should be number of seconds. Yeah, it looks like this is not the correct way. So let me see how they're passing the. I think we need to pass it like this only. Let's see. It should be number only they are saying. And I think this the mat.floor is giving only the numbers to us. I'm not sure what is the timing here. I think it looks like 33. Uh, let's see, 1 hour only. Yeah, it's a 1 hour only in the math. Okay, let's see. Our server is running now. Yeah, can you guys see the token now on the bottom? Let's take this token, come to the jw.io. Yeah, you can see, guys, ID, hello, I am ID in the payload. This is the automatically header part JSON web token has created for us. And here you can see expiry, and IAT is the when the token has been created, the starting time and expiry time. Okay, guys, and this is our signature here. If we can keep our like secret, if we will provide our secret, we can also decode this part. Okay, and as you can see, it has first encoded this part, then payload, then adding the secret key, then we will get the encoded part. Okay, let's keep our token here also, no problem. Let's take the secret key from here. Let's paste it. Let's see how that looks like. You can see signature verified. You can see now signature has been verified because we have provided the token here. So this is the verify signature part. And that's what we will do it here also. So we can how allow like see for verifying we just need to do this thing. Const payload is equal to jwt dot verify. We just need to pass our token here, token, comma, the same secret key. Only two things we need to pass. And then we can print our payload here. or like data. We can keep the same data because payload is also on the top, so that's fine. Let's keep our data here. Yeah, you can see the same data is coming here, and after 2 minutes it will be expire. After 2 minutes, we will not be able to see that data. So that's how the that's how this works. Okay, let's change this values. So right now this is giving us 60 60. So if we remove this thing, so I think it will be 1 minute, I think so. Yeah, or yeah, or let's see. Let's go with another way. Like we cannot provide the expiry here, so there is another way also, right? You remember we can pass here also, like expires in, right? That there was one option, right? Expires in, which could take our numbers. We can give us here 5 seconds. Let's see how that looks like. 5 seconds. Yeah, now it is working. You can see 624 and 629. You can see the 5 second difference here. So now after 5 seconds, this token will be expired. So now we cannot check this thing here. We'll now create the sign in API and then we will check it from Postman. Okay, because this code is running at the same time, so that's why we have the tokens. Let's keep it 1 second. I think 1 second will also not work. If I change it to 1 second, still we will get the. It will not. It will not be. What we say? It will not be expire. Okay. Are we good, guys, with the sign in and verify part? Yes, it will not be because user payload will change, right? User ID will every time change. For every user ID will be changed, right? Creation time will change. Token creation time will also change for every user. See, in the payload, three things are coming, right? While you creating the while you creating the encoded part, three things are coming there: expiry time, creation time, and user ID. Three things are coming. Creation time every time will change, right? Yeah, we can do one thing. We can change our secret key here. Let's see what will happen while verifying. If we provide us different secret key, you can see the errors. We got the token, but we can see Jason Weber at invalid signature, right? So that's what happened. We'll change things. Okay, so now we are good with this. Now let's delete everything from here, and now let's create our sign-in API. Okay, guys. Now let's create our sign-in API. Yes, after expiry, he has to again re-login. After expiry, he has to again re-login. Okay. So let's quickly do the setup for a sign-in API. Then we can go for 10-minute break and then we can come back. Let's quickly set up, quickly do the setups. Okay. Which we will do for every APIs, right? So let's quickly do the setup. So first remove whatever we did here. Yeah, these are the changes which we did here. We have removed it, removed the JSON web token also. Okay. So now let's do the quickly the setup. So now the first thing, go into the routes, into the auth.js, create a new routes here, right? This is the first thing we need to do. Route.post, and instead of sign up, now the name will be sign in, correct? Till now we do not have any middleware for here, so no middlewares. Simply keep our controller directly. The controller name will change to sign in now, correct? And that controller will come from the same controller.auth. We'll create the sign in there. Everything looks good here. We do not need to make changes in index. Yes, in index.js, yes. I think, yeah, we are good here also. Auth routes, yeah. We don't need to make any changes there also. Let's now go into the controller part, into the auth.js. Let's let's export. Let's create one more method. Async function sign in. and it will take request, response. This is the setup which we already every time do, and export from here, sign in part. Sign in. Let me see anywhere else we need to do anything. Yeah, I think we are good. We are directly, there's no index.js files, and in not.js, we are simply, yeah, I think we are good. We have done the setup. Let me push it. Git add initial setup for sign in API. Or you guys want to see it, and after that you guys want to go for break. Tell me, guys, if you want to see the sign in first, then we can do it now, and then we can go for break. After, okay, you want to go for break, okay? You're writing after first break, okay? Break, yeah, okay, sure, no problem. So you guys can, in meanwhile, do the setup, and then you guys can go for break. Please do the setup. So the first setup which we did in auth.js, we have created a new API, and that API would be route.post only. You can see here, routes.post only, and I've changed the name to sign in, right? Created a new controller method, sign in, imported it from here, controller slash auth, and then in the auth.js, created a new method, and then we are simply sign up on sign in. Okay, please do that and then go for break. We can come back at 9:50. No, do not need it. At that time, we do not need it, Ritik. When somebody sign up, at that time, you do not need any tokens. You only need to token once somebody sign in. Because if somebody is signing into your applications, after that, they will call other APIs. Get products, get product by category, all categories. These APIs, when they will call, at that time, you will use that token. Okay, Ritik? So we do not need to create it while creating the user. So Deepak is asking, sir, why we not use cookies nowadays? No, we still use cookies. See, so the first problem in cookies, that's only every time you need to pass the username and password. So once the basic auth is working, at that time we do like in the basic authentication, we use the cookies strategies only. We keep those username and password in cookies, and then we pass every time that. But cookies are not that much secure, so that's why we do not keep those information in cookies, username and password. Still, we use a lot of time cookies, like a lot of informations. You guys remember, like once you close your tab and you just open that tab again, you will be seeing the same page, right? In the Amazon.com, if you are seeing like some cards or some other pages, and when you close that page, you again see the same page. That happens with the help of cookies only. So every website store these type of user interactions in the browser cookies only. So next time when somebody open the same websites, they first check the cookies of browsers and then fetch the information based on that. So still people are using cookies, but cookies. The purpose of cookies has been now changed. Earlier they were using for authentication for password and all those things, but now they have changed it to this thing. Please show main index. I haven't changed anything in the main index.js, Suraj. Whatever changes I made, I just reverted back. JWT, no, actually, JWT doesn't use cookies. It could be using cookies for, might be client is storing some tokens in cookies. That could be possibly. Like it's free to client where they are using it. Yeah, it's a break, Niranjan. We will start our session at 9:50. Okay. I remember for cookies, they are using the user interaction now. Deepak. Like they will keep all the user interaction informations, or you remember login scene, remember login also. These type of informations now people are storing in cookies, in the browser cookies. Not sure about the JWT. I might need to check it. I can cross verify this part for JWT. Are they using cookies or not? I can check this part and let you know about it. Okay, Deepak. Okay, guys. So now we can come back at 9:50 and create our sign-in API. Okay, so let's connect back at 9:15. So let's create. Right now it's 9:39. So 11 minutes, right? So 11-minute timer. You can manually stop it. Like it, you can click on the cancel. You can stop it. So Likit, I told you, right? Try some things like put console. Check. Are you able to reach that controller method or not? First thing you need to do that. Because there are some middleware functions also, right? Might be you are stuck somewhere in the middleware functions. Somewhere some problems are in the middleware functions and you are not able to catch it. See, these things only happen when you're not able to catch it. And I think you should be getting some errors in console also. Just wait for some minute. You might be getting some errors in console where it got stuck. So now the best thing for debugging, Likit, try to use console intelligently. You know the flow, just try to follow that flow. You know that everything starts from the routes file, then it goes to the middleware, it goes to the controller. So try to put some console in middleware first. Check, is it reaching there or not? If it is reaching, then go again further. Check for another middleware. You have two middleware for create, right? First is check duplicate, then check a roles. Might be it's stuck in check roles. It's not there, then go to the controller, put console there. Are you getting that console printed in your terminal? If yes, then let me know. Okay, try to do this debugging. Okay, guys, so we'll come back at 9:50. Is everyone back now? Okay. So let me take only 2 minutes of yours and let me show you one thing which I think which definitely helped Likhit also. So guys, can you guys see my screen now? So Likhit, are you back now? Okay, great. So see Likhit, if you talk about the create API, I'm just closing every tab now. You can see now how the flow start. When you make, this is for everyone. When you call this API, when you call this API, what is the flow here? So this when you call this API, the first thing is called, which is index.js. This is the first file which called run, which like this is the first file where we reach. This is the first file which is called. Okay, and here first like when we are calling right now the ecom/API, so this will go to these routes folder. Okay, this will go to these routes folder. So now the next place would be go to auth routes. So now in the next place it will go to the routes folder in index.js, in index.js, and in index.js it will look for auth routes. Okay, so it is coming from auth folder, auth file. So it will now go to the auth.js. So you see, flow starts from main index.js, main index.js, then it went to the routes index.js, correct? Then it goes to the auth.js, right? Wait, let me just rearrange them. Yeah, main index.js, then a routes index.js, then auth.js. Here we can see the API name. Now you can see from here it is going to middleware, these two middlewares. You can see it is going to middleware index.js. This is the next place where it is going. Check duplicate username and check roles. And after that, the flow is going to this user.js, right? And here, now we can see two methods are there, which are called one after another. This is the first time check duplicate username called, then check role. So you can simply put console here on the top, like here. Just simply put console.log. So see, this is for everyone. How to do debugging. Console.log, and you can say step one, right? It should come here first. So if you are able to see step one in your terminal, then it means it's here. Then at the end, before this, you can put again step two. Like everything is good, then it should go to the next. Then you can you can go to the check roles. You can put the again console here as a step three. Then you can put the step four here. This is how you can debug, guys. Right? This is the way, like the older way, but yeah, it's efficient. It takes little bit time, but yes. And now from from here, now it goes to the controller after middleware to this method, to this create category. Here it goes. And here you can put more console. So that's what I was trying to say to you also, Likhit. That's how you can start the debugging here. Okay, put some consoles and then check that are you reaching to that consoles or not. Okay, if you did, you got the error. Stopping in check roles, yes, so it means there is some problem in check roles. That's right. Okay guys, so let's come back to our sign in API. So till now we have discussed our JSON web token package, how the JSON web token is creating the token. It has three parts: header, payload, and signature, right? And as you can see, the signature part is a very crucial one, which is going to combine encoded header, encoded payload with our secret key. And all these things are happening internally in the JSON web token package. So have we installed JSON web token? Everyone has installed JSON web token. Everyone has done the initial setup, which we did. So this was your code. So check roles. Okay, check role is coming, right? So you are reaching to check roles. It means okay. Request body dot roles. So you are saying you are getting this error only when you are not passing the roles, right? Right, Likit? So like when this if condition is ending, are you providing anything? When the line number 34 is ending, if there is no rules, are you returning anything? Are you writing the next? Anything is happening? Because you are not going inside the line number 34. You are not going inside the if loop. So are you doing anything in the else part? I cannot see that else for this if. Are you doing anything? Likit? So in my code, actually, I am passing every time the roles. So I might be facing same issues because let me check if I am doing anything in the else part or not. Yes, I'm not doing anything. Yes, I'm not doing anything here in the else. You can see, right? You need to do from here also. If you're not passing it, just call the next here also. If you'll call it, it will go directly to controller. Okay, Likit? So do that. Let me remove these consoles. It will not create a problem. Okay. Okay, so now we have already done the setup for sign in. Let's start in our sign in. So we are going to get two things from in our sign in API. So the first thing is, yeah. So now the first thing is our username, correct? Username. We can take in small only. So this will come in request.body.username, right? And the second thing which we are going to going to get, it is our password. Request.body.password, right? These are the two things which will be passed from the client side, right? Great, Likit, great. Now let's follow the sign in part. Okay, everyone, yeah. Okay, so now the first thing which we will do, guys, that part is first we will check that this username exists in our database or not. The first thing which we'll do, we'll check that user exists in our past database or not. Okay, so for that, we'll first use try and catch for any unexpected error. So we'll simply send response.send with the status 500. We can simply pass message, internal server error, and simply pass our error. We will pass this and then destructuring will happen. Yeah. Now in the try, we'll call the user dot find one because we are just simply finding the username. So we'll do the user dot find one. Let me check in the slides. I'm sure they have also done the user dot find one only. Yes, user dot find one because we are simply checking one user only, right? We do not need to do user dot find all. There will be one user name only. That's why we'll do the user dot find one. So let's see. Const user is equal to await. Yeah, await is fine. Okay. So like yeah, user model name dot find one. Correct. Let's pass in the where username equal to username. Correct. Right, guys. And let's print the console here, guys. Let's print the console. Let's see how the user data is looks like. Okay. how the user data looks like. We are not doing anything guys here, but simply user data, and we can simply return the user data from here. Let's see. Let's simply return the user from here. Why are we doing this? We can simply return from here, right? User. Yeah. Let's simply run this part. I haven't created whole sign-in API. We are just simply checking this user exists in database or not. Then we will see this, see the output of that user. Okay. Without signing, DP create use. Sir, without signing, DP create use. Clear. Okay. Not sure what you asked, but that's fine. Okay. So let's now start our server. Okay. So now let's check our database. Do we have any users there? No, we do not. We have not created any default users. So now let's create one user. So I'm creating Arpit ABC123 abc as gmail.com, and let's provide two roles, 1 comma 2. Okay. Our username is Arpit. Our email is this. Password is this, because these two things we are going to use. So we got that. Cannot post. Sign up here. Okay. So what is the error? We are not getting this. Cannot send headers. User defined rules. Okay, so seems like the thing which we added in the user.rails, this should be else, right? This should be in else. It is calling every time now. How was the error, guys? Let's start. Yeah, user have been created successfully. Let's check in our database. Yes, we got our users. We got their roles as well, right? Now we can call. Now we can call our post another API, which is the sign in API. That is post again. Copy the same URL from here. Instead of sign up, do the sign in. Right? Let me cross verify in the routes folder. Yes, it's sign in. Let's go to the body, go to the raw, JSON. Let's create an object which will be having username and which will be having password. Right? Let's put username as Arpit, same username which we have used, and password as ABC123. ABC123. Okay, let's see. See, we are getting the data from our database. That's what we did with this code, user.find one. Let me go to that file quickly. Yeah, this one, user.find him. Let's try to username right now, like which doesn't exist. Let's see what happened here. We didn't get anything, but we get the error in console. See, we got the user as null. We got the, that's why we are not getting any error in console, because we got the user as null, because that user does not exist. Now there will be one more check, guys. So now is if user, then do next step. Otherwise, in else, simply return the error. Right, guys? If user does not exist in database, simply return the error in else part. Okay? And this error could be 400, 401 or 400, something like that. Where we can simply say username slash password is not correct. Okay, so guys, there is one good practice for everyone here. We never write like username does not exist or password does not exist, because if some hacker are trying to access your website, and if you are saying that your username is not exists, or you are saying now password is wrong, then it means you have given one information to hacker that your username is correct. It's just now your password that is not correct. So that's why this is the best practice. When you're throwing error on that, you just need to provide both things. Username plus password does not exist, or is wrong. So the hacker or the middleman cannot understand which part is wrong here. That's why you will see sometime, like as a good practice, we should always return username and password is not correct. That's the right word, right message which we should return. Okay, that's a good practice as a developer. When you will join any team, you should remember this practice. Okay. So now we have corrected this part. So now let's go further. Now let's look for our password, right? Because as you can see, our password is encrypted, right? As you can see, if I just go back to Arpit ABC123 internal server error. So what happened? Okay, is it the wrong one? It's Arpit only, right? What is it? Why it is coming internal server error? Okay, okay, okay. We are good here also. We have not made any changes. Oh, we are not returning anything. Oh, I see, I see, I see. That's fine, that's fine. I was not returning anything. Okay. Yeah. Oh, still we are getting an error. Hmm. What is that? It is going here in this part. Let me restart the server. Oh, we have restarted the server, but we have not created the user. Ah, I see. That's why. Yes. Now we got that. You can see now. Now, guys, this password is encrypted, and the package which has encrypted this password is this one, right? Bcrypt, right? So now I told you for encryption we use the hash sync, and for like comparing for comparing this password we had another method, and that method is called like compare sync. So we'll use the bcrypt dot compare sync, right? And here we just need to provide two things: the data which is coming from UI side, password. I think first part is which is coming from database, user dot password, the encrypted one, and the password which we got from the UI side. This is the password which we are getting from the customer, right? From here, from the postman, the password which we are passing. And this one, this is the password which we got from the UI, from the database. So now we are comparing it. So let's see that. Is valid password or valid password. Just taking it as a new variable valid password. Okay. I think it should not be await, but yeah, let's see, no problem. Let's see, they are also using the compare. I think compare should be the promise one. They are using what? Let me check in the slide, guys, very quickly. Oh, they are using the compare sync. Yes, I think this does not need await because I remember whenever we are writing anything anywhere sync, that method is already synchronization. We do not need await there. This is not an asynchronous call. This is synchronous call. So that's why we do not need await. We only need await where the call is asynchronous, right? So this it will not move further. It will automatically stop here. So now we can check if not valid password. If valid, because this will return true, guys. If the password is wrong, it will return us false. So I'm just returning, just checking the condition for false. If the password is not wrong, I will simply return again the same line, this one, the same line I will return from here. Username and password is not correct, no error. Same, no error. Username and password is not correct. Are we good, guys? If password is correct, I will simply send the user again. Okay, guys. Let's create a new user again. Let's test this. I've created the user. Now let's check Arpit and ABC123. Are we getting the same information or not? So if we are getting our username says password is not correct. So let me check ABC123, ABC123. It looks like we are giving everything correct. Hmm. It could be this part is wrong. Might be. Let me see. Uh, what is the first thing we need to give? Oh, sorry guys. I think I have given the wrong way. The first thing is we need to give the password, which is coming from the UI, and the second one is the which is coming from database. Okay, guys. So remember this thing. I think we do not need to remember. We can check it into the compare sync syntax also. It's not like that. We can check this thing in bcrypt package, and we can understand which is the thing which we need to pass first. So this is the password which is coming from the UI side, from the postman, from the customer, that we need to have to pass at the first variable, and the second one which is coming from database. Now it should work. Let's create a new user. Now user has been created. Now let's check. Yeah, we are getting the data. Now let's change the password to 1234. Simply wrong password. You can see username password is not correct. Anything randomly, password is not correct. Same goes for if password is wrong but your username is not wrong, same thing. If password is right, ABC123, this was your password, but username is not correct, so same error. Okay, are we good with that, guys? Sir, mostly we use async and await for database operation. Yes, definitely. Database, file system operations, and some of the set timeout on all those things. There we also use the async and await. Wherever asynchronous operations are needed, there we will use the async and await. So I have a question that we use bcrypt of encryption, but real software which encryptions do, they also use the bcrypt only. The real web applications also use the bcrypt only. So bcrypt internally has crypto modules. See, Node.js has provided you crypto modules to do all the encryptions and all the signing part. Everything you have to do that. There you have to core crypto modules. But on the crypto modules, they have created a lot of wrappers like bcrypt, JSON Web Tokens. They've created a lot of wrappers on top of that. So rather than using directly crypto modules, they have made it easy for pupils, so they can simply use JSON Web Tokens or bcrypt packages. But internally, I remember they are using the crypto modules only. Yes, they will use the crypto modules there also for doing the things. If not, they will create their own encryption functions. They will use like buffers there. They will use some of the still I think they need to use the crypto modules, right? Which will provide you methods which you need to create any of the encryption strategies, right? See, for creating encryption methods, you need to provide like how the encryption happens. See, you got one big string, you want to encrypt it into small string, right? That's what the encryption happen, right? You don't want to disclose your original part of a string. So now what you need to do, you have to iterate on all that, and then you need to convert those strings into some other letters which are base 64 or base 56 like that. For them, you need some methods, some utilities. For that, you need to use the crypto methods, crypto modules. I remember the crypto modules is the best, which provides all the methods which you need for encryption strategies. Sir, how to save created user in database? How to save created user in database? With the sign up API, we are already saving it, right? User.create. So with the help of that, we will save our users in the database. Okay, Suraj, so we haven't done anything, Suraj. See, let me show you. So first we fetch username and password from the request.body. Then the next thing what we did, we are looking for that username exists in a database or not. So we created user.find one, and now find it that if user exists, then look for password. If not exists, simply say that username and password is not correct. Right now, for comparing the password, because you remember our password is encrypted one. right? We have encrypted with the help of bcrypt. So bcrypt also provides us another method which provides method as compare sync, where we in synchronized way we compare the hash password in database and the password which user has provided. So this is the password which user has provided, and this is the password which we got in database. And now we are comparing both password, and if the password looks good, we are saying yes, username and password is correct. And if not, then we are saying username and password is not correct. So now if you remember guys, this part of our slide, this part that verify user password is correct or not, we have completed till here, right? We have we have completed till here. Now our next step is create a token. Okay, Ritik, permanently save. Yeah, oh, permanently save. Okay, so yes, I think that's also right question. So I think, see, guys, what is happening? Why these data which we are creating is not permanently saving? Because in that, you remember here in the main index.js, you are doing this sequelize.sync, right? This sync part is like every time deleting everything from the database, and then it is like every time it is dropping everything and then creating these default data. So rather than then doing sync, I told you one more thing, right? Which is the authenticate. I remember, right? This was the method authenticate. Authenticate. Let me see. This is the correct method. Yeah. I think now it will not be deleted. Let me check. So right now, user will not be there because it has been deleted. Right? Let's create one time. Oh, okay, not this. Yeah. Let's create this one. So now user has been created, right? Let's check in our database. Yeah, user has been created. Let's restart our server. Let's see. Right? We have restarted our server. Let's see. User is deleted or not. Yeah, user not deleted. Because that was the only line, guys. This line. See, sync part. That was only deleting everything and starting. So rather than that, you do the authenticate. It will keep your information. Okay, Ritik? Yeah. Okay, so Parag is saying force false will also work. So right now we were doing force true, right? So if Parag is saying if you do force false, that will also work. So you guys can test it that. Why use user.password? Because this password, how we will compare the password? The password, one password is coming from UI side, and another password you have saved in database. So the user.password is the database password, which you are comparing. Okay, Suraj? So once we fetch the user from the user model, we got the all the informations of users, email, password, and everything. Then we are comparing both password, the password which we got from the client side, and the password which we uh, get from their side. So see, guys, now we need to do two things. First, we need to create a token with the help of JSON Web Token, and then we pass that token. You remember, like jwt.sign we need to do. And another thing in the slide I have seen that they are passing the roles also of users. You guys can see user.get roles in the authorities array. See, after creating the token with the jw.sign, they are passing the authorities also. Like see, it's good actually. We whenever we are sign in, we at that time only we need to provide the roles of that users to the client, so they can make conditions based on that roles only, that this particular page should be visible to you or not. The authorization step, whatever roles you have, only based on those roles you will be able to see some of the content in UI. So that's why it's good while people are signing into our system, at that time we can provide their all roles also. So first we will create that token, then we will look for roles also. Okay, so for tokens, as I told you, the first thing which we need to do in our controller, in our controller, not in here, in the controller I was talking. Yeah, let's go back to controller auth.js where we have our sign in API. Let's close everything. Yeah, So here we have our sign in API. So let's on the top, let's call the JSON Web Token also, right? So cons JWT, it gives a JWT and require JSON Web Token, right? And very simple. You do not need to do anything after user has been created. You just need to, yeah, I think this would be await only. Await JWT dot sign. Okay, so you remember we need to pass two things, right? So we'll take the result in token, const token. We need to pass our payload. So in payload, I am going to pass the user.id. User.id. I told you, right? Anything we can pass. But user.id is unique. So that's why I'm passing user.id. And then the secret key. We haven't created a secret key till now. And I think, guys, the best place to keep our secret key, because every system can have different secret key. So we can keep it in our .env. We can keep that secret key here. And we can give it as a JWT underscore secret key. JWT underscore secret key. Secret underscore key. Equal to, you can give anything. Hello, I am secret key, like this, right? And we are already importing this thing required .env. So now we will get this .env also, JWT secret key, and then we will keep it into here in auth.js only, and then we will get it in process .env, the same name, jwt.secret key. And then we can also provide the expire SIN. You remember about the expire SIN? Here we will check like, is it the token is expiring or not? We can provide 2 seconds. Let's see if it works or not. Okay. Now we have the 2 seconds here. Yeah, right now, no problem, guys. Give it 1 hour. So we'll check this part. No problem. We'll check it. Okay. So now let's return the token till now. Let's see if our tokens are working properly or not. So provide the token. Okay. So we didn't do anything, guys. We just imported our JSON Web Token. First thing, then we use JW, that the same JW.sign which I was showing you. In payload, I'm just simply passing the user ID, and then this is our secret key, which is coming from .env from here. If you do not want to get it from JWT secret key from .env, you can keep the directly here also. No problem in that. You can keep the JWT secret key on the top and then use that, right? And then we are giving the expire SIN. That's what we did. Let's run it. Let's check, is it working or not? Are we getting the token or not? So our user is already created. We can check it because we have changed the logic there. So user is already there, right? So let's pass the username and password. Username is right now wrong. So let's pass the correct username and password. Let's see token we are getting or not. Yes, we got the token. Let's print it. Let's check into jw.io. What is the output is coming here? Guys can see ID is equal to 1. That's what only we need to check. IIT and expiry, automatically it is coming for 1 hour. Okay. So now guys, we got the token. Are we good with token part? Username not defined. Username not defined. And on which line you are getting this error? Ankit? On which line you are getting this error? In controller? No. I'm talking about which line. I know in the controller only. Which line? I think in index.js file, we have made only this change, right? I remember sequelize.authenticate. In line number 9, rather than doing the sync part, I'm just doing the sequelize.authenticate. Okay. Line number 5. Okay. Line number 5. Okay, so you might have different lines. I have different lines. So if you are saying line number 5, 3, 4, 5. Username is not defined. It means your username is not defined here. It means line number 33 is giving error to you. According to me, huh? Line number 30. Oh, yes. Very simple error. See, go to the index.js, check for express.json is on the top or not. Because it looks like username it's not able to read the username from the body. So that's why you are getting this error. If this is not the error, then check for your spellings. Are you passing the correct spelling of username or not? Hey, wait, guys. We will do the authorities also. Then I will give you time to do the things. Okay. Wait for right now. We'll do the authority also. Then we'll go for. Then you guys can test it. But did you understood this part? Hey Ankit, wait for some minute. Likhit also. First, let me first complete the authorities and validation also. I will also try to verify also. Then we will do these things. Okay. Okay. So now let's first do the authority part also. So till now we have created the token. Now we have the tokens. Let's create the authorities also, like the whatever the roles we want, right? So let's create one authority array. We can give anything, powers, rules, like roles or like access, any name we can give. But I'm just going through the slides, so I'm just giving authorities. Okay, let's take it as an array because it can have multiple roles, right? Now I told you user.get roles and user.set roles. So now you can see with the help of set roles in the user role, we have set two roles for this, 1 comma 2. Let's now use user.set roles. User.get roles, sorry. User.get roles. And I think this would be await only. Const roles. Yeah. And now let's return these roles. Let's see how this looks, how these roles look like. Are we getting anything or not? Let's understand this thing. Yeah. Let's see in the here. Yes, we are getting the roles. You can see here, right? This is our ID. Then this is the two roles are coming. First is this role, and then this is the second role. Username and admin. This is the first role. This is the second role, and though both belongs to user roles, right? Right, guys? This user has two roles, right? User and admin both. So that's why you can see in the postman, we can see both roles are coming here, user and admin. Now we can simply iterate it and take the name rather than taking the ID. Take the name, or we can take both. But right now I'm just taking the name. Okay. Let's iterate it over it. So like for loop, let I equal to 0, I less than roles dot length I plus plus, and let's push it into authorities. Authorities dot push, and let's take roles I index dot name, right? Let's push the authorities. Let's return the authorities. Let's see, are we getting the things or not? User for customer who use, yes. User role is for customer who are using our websites. Yes. Admin role for doing the different tasks. You can see the array user and admin is there. So now we're good. So now guys, we have the tokens, we have the roles. Now we just need to create the final user objects, the object which we are going to share with customer, right? So let's create it. So like the const, like the final user, which are going to be as a response, which is going to be. So it is going to keep the token. This is the first thing. We are going to keep the token there. Then we are going to keep the authorities also. This is the authorities. Like let me follow the same structure. So let's see. Yeah, authorities is there. Okay, token is there, right? Let's provide the user ID also. So ID, like user ID We can pass user.id from here, and like name we can also pass. Yeah, I think ID will be looking like this, Buddha. Yeah, ID name, user.name, right? Everything which is coming from the database in users, we can fetch everything, right? User.name, user.id, user.email also we can provide, right? User.email, username also, any other things like user address, we can provide those all things, user.username, right? Now let's see the final, and then at the end return it. Res.send user, final user. That's what it is. Final user is here, right? So now let's check. Yeah, user.username is there, but I have taken it. Yes, you can see ID is there, email is there, username is there, token is there, and authorities is there. So ये response finally use UI के पास जाएगा, client के पास जाएगा. Client token को save कर लेंगे, and then they will pass it as a header. So now let's create one more middleware quickly, where we will do the verification also. Okay. Let's quickly create the middleware which we will check for verification. In the users only we'll create, no problem. We're not going to go anywhere. Let's create very quickly one more function where we are going to validate the tokens. Async function verify token. Back response, comma next. Right? Now we are going to do the verify part. When user will provide this token, and I'm considering they are going to pass this token in one header, and that header name will be request.header, and I can give the name like access token. Any name we can take, but right now I'm taking access token. That would be our header. Let's call the this is station web token here also, jwt require station web token, right? Yeah, JWT is there, and just we need to do simply these things. First thing we can check if not, if token is there or not. If not, we can simply return the error. Else response dot send with the status 404 or 401. Yes, 401. I remember for this where we said user unauthorized, or you like you can simply say token is missing, token is missing, or token is missing. Simply right, we can say or token is missing, right? So now if we have our token, we just need to simply verify it. So we can do await jwt dot verify, and two things we need to pass: token and our secret key. Token and our secret key, which will come from the process.env. Process.env dot, what was the name? JWT, right? Let me take it from there. JWT secret key. That's what we need to do, guys, here. And then we need to check here const result. And we can simply check if this result has data. If you guys remember, we have to like in the result, you remember like we were getting the payload directly there, right? So we can simply check if result dot id, if result dot id, then it means we are good. We just need to simply next. Else, we can simply say response dot, we can simply send the error that your token might be expired, or please relog in 400, and we can say or token has expired, please relog in, please relog in. That's what guys we need to do here. Now we just simply export this method, this middleware method with the check roles, verify token. Let me see in the index.js also. Verify token. Let's export it from here and let's use it in any of the APIs. Let's use it into product API. Now, just consider after creating the login, somebody wants to access the product API. Okay, somebody wants to access the product API. So let's call it here. In the middleware, yes, let's call the which one? Verify token. Yeah, verify token. So now we can just simply put get all products and verify token name. Right? Now nobody can access the get all products till verify token is there. So let's check it. Let's quickly check it, guys. So now abc@gmail.com. Now I'm just getting the new token now. Okay. Now I got this token, right? Now let's open a new get API for getting the all the products. Let's see its route. Its route looks like this, right? Ecom slash API slash product. Okay. Now let's see. I'm not passing any header token right now. Let's see what is the error I'm getting. See, our token is missing. Now let's pass the token the same way as we want. And our token which we want, it should be named as access token. Yeah. Access token. Let's take that token from here. This token. Yeah. Let's take this token from here and paste it here. Let's see now it works or not. Odd token is missing. Still odd token is missing. Access token, right? Request dot header. Access token is there. Now it should not give us this part. Are we accessing that not correctly? Let me quickly check the request.header part quickly. How we access the header properties. Rec.header. Headers, it's a headers, I think. Not the header. I think, yeah, it's a header. Not here. Oh, yeah, it's a headers, I think. I have taken the wrong response.header. No, it's header only. Okay, let me check the headers or headers. Let me quickly put the headers also. Might be I'm not taking the correct one. Let's see. Yeah. Let's check again. Our toke is missing, it should not be there. Yes. Now see, because I was taking the wrong this thing, headers. That's why I got this error. But now you can see only passing the access token. Let's provide the wrong, something wrong here. Let's remove these three things. Let's see now. Okay, we are getting some errors. So okay, so first thing, we have made some mistake, which is we are not providing the return here. And the second thing is here, we're not providing the return here also. Yeah. Now let's see, is JWT verify is properly working or not? So it is not. So any error is there? Let me see quickly. What is that error? Invalid token. Yeah, invalid token. But okay, but it seems like. Oh, okay. So I think this no not needed. If result is there, then only it's fine. Right? Let's see. Or we need to do try catch. Let's see. Oh, I think we need to do try catch, guys. We need to do try catch. Let's do try catch here because this is going to be uncaught error. It is throwing uncaught error to us. So we need to do the try catch here. Okay. Now let's catch it into here in the catch part. Catch error and then simply return this thing. Our token has expired or these things. Let me see now. I think we should get it now. Yeah, our token has expired because there was throwing the uncaught error, which we are not able to which we are not able to catch it here. So that's why we did try and catch. Okay. So that's how, guys, it works. So now let me paste all the push my changes to everyone, and also I'm sure it will, you guys will having some doubts here. So let me answer those doubts also. Sign in API. Sign in API. Git push. Now let me, I've already posted it. Now let me see the doubts of yours. Okay. Which error? So yeah, so Nilanjan, I was getting error when we were when I was trying to when I was providing some wrong tokens there. So that's why that error was coming globally, like uncaught error was that. So we always caught uncaught errors with the help of catch method. So that's what in the catch we caught that error. Okay. You specify some error name, uncaught error. Yes, uncaught error means some of the errors which we see. Await always written two things, right? Asynchronous API always written two things. One is the resolve and reject. So that was the reject part. So when like API has not got success response, so we can cache, we have to cache those reject scenarios. That's what I did. Okay. This token saving will be done by the browser. Yes, Vishal. The client has to store it, and then every time they have to send it in the similar way as we are sending it here. You can see in the while calling the products API, I'm passing the access token like this. You guys also have to do that. Like from the UI side, we have to do the same. We can dot catch. Like it, we can use the dot catch there. We can also use then and catch. Yes, yes, Niranjan. We can also use the then and catch there. Correct. No, no. These async are promises only. These asynchronous are only promises. So guys, now let's try it. Everyone start doing the things. How long browser will always like it will hold a token as long as you want. Sure, Ritik, sure. Let me repeat it, guys. In meanwhile, who has understood, please do the things. So see, so from where we have started. So we have started creating our sign-in API, right? So we have started from our route folder. So in route folder, we have defined our sign-in API with the post methods, right? And our API name was ecom API v1 auth slash sign-in, right? And our controller name was also sign-in, and our controller is coming from slash auth folder. That was the change which we did here, correct? And in index.js, we have also made one change. This is not related to sign in, but this change we have done, whatever the information we are saving in our database, those information should not be deleted. That's why we made this change, sequelize.authentication. Okay. Now let's come back to our controller, right? Or .js. Okay, you guys are able to see my screen. Okay. So yeah, so now you can see here we have created a new method which is sign-in method, which is expecting request and response, and we are exporting it. Okay. Now let's see in the sign-in what are the things we are going to do. So the first thing which we are going to do, we have fetched the username and password from our database, from our client side, not from the database. This is coming from the client side because it is coming from request.body, right? That's why these two things are coming from client side. Once we fetched our username and password, the next thing which we are trying to do here, that is trying to look for that username in a database. So that's what we did. In the user model, we called the user.find one and checking for our username exists or not. If username does not exist, so I'm just simply returning the else part here where I'm saying username and password is not correct. Okay. And if user exists, it means now the time for checking the password. Correct. So for that, you remember in sign up, while we are creating our password, we have encrypted it with bcrypt, right? So now bcrypt also provides one more method to us for comparing those passwords. So that method was compare sync, where we pass the UI, the password which we got from the user, and the password which we have saved in our database, because we got the database record in user. So now everything which user has, we can access it here. So now user.password is there. This is the password which we got from database. And this is the password which we got from UI. Now, if we are checking if this password is not existing here, because this bcrypt.compare thing provides us true and false only. So if it is false, then I'm just simply sending that password is not correct. Username says password is not correct. If it is true, then we will move further because now username and password has been verified. Now let's move further. And the next step is create token. For creating token, we were using the JSON Web Token package, right? JSON Web Token has provides a JWT, and we can see here we were just simply signing that jwt.sign. Though we just need to use jw.sign, it will provide us token. So in that method, we just need to pass 2 or 3 things. I think specifically 2 things. One is the payload, second one is the secret key. So now for this secret key, I am taking this secret key from my environment because the secret key could be different everywhere. So that's why all the things which are going to be different in different environments, we kept it into .env. So you can see the key is here, jwt underscore secret key, and the value is this. Hello, I am secret key. So now how we will access this key or this variable with the help of process.env. So that's what we did here. Let me again go back to auth.js. Yes, so you can see here process.env.jwt underscore secret key. Correct. And we are also providing the expiring time. Like this key will, this token will expire after 1 hour. So now the user has to re-log in it. So now that's what we did here. We can pass it. And there are other options also you can provide, like who is the issuer and who is the verifier. These things you can provide. You can check these things in npm package of JSON Web Token. But these are the default things, like minimum thing we need to provide. Okay. After getting the token, I told you we need one more thing, which is the user which are trying to log in, how many roles that user has. So for that, we went into that user roles table. And how can we access that table? With the help of user.getRoles. So once we got the roles, we have posted it into the authorities. So whatever the roles your user will have, those will be pushed here. And now we are returning simple the final user. What are the things which client should get? So client should get token, client should get authorities, client should get ID of user, client should get name of user, client should get email of user. So we created a final object and we returned it back here. So that's what we did in sign-in API. Now, once the user has got token, now I want to validate that this token is correct or not, because I want to restrict all of my APIs which are mentioned in category or in products. Everyone should have that token. Only then they should access our APIs. Correct? So that's what I just showed you in one example, which is the this API somebody wants to access after sign-in. So they cannot access now this API if they are not doing the sign-in part. Because after the sign-in part, they will get the token and then they have to pass that token in headers. So that's why in the verify token, if you see in the user.js middleware, so I have written that part. So first I'm checking that token in headers because I'm assuming they have to pass this token in header with this key, access hyphen token. So once they will pass this token, I will simply use same jwt.verify that token and the secret key. And if that token exists, we are simply saying that, yeah, it's good, go for controller. If not, I'm saying our token is missing or expired. So please relog in. So that's what we did here. So now please everyone do it. Oh, yes, Nilanjan, not needed. You can create your own .env. We simply not push a .env. That's not good practice. I can provide you that key name. No problem. I can provide you this thing. I have pasted everything which are in the .env here. Okay. So guys, now try it. What normal sign in, we can't give token. How can automatically done token exchange part? So in normal flow also, we go with that way only. We have to pass the tokens in the sign in API only. If you want to do exchange, they have to re-log in. Your token will be expired. See, how will it happen? See, if you have token, you have provided token, right? that has expiry time as 1 hour. So now user has stored it somewhere. Now after half an hour, like your website is ideal for half an hour, but still that token is there in your browser, in your cookies somewhere. So now after half an hour, you will access that website. Now still token has the expiration time. You can access the same things, but after 1 hour, that whatever API you are trying to access, that API will throw the errors to you. And on the UI side, you will read that error and then simply you will redirect user to login page again. That's what in the real scenarios happen. In real application, that's what happened. Once any API is giving 404, like token not passed, token is missing, that error, automatically from the client side, they will redirect to login page to you. Yes, you can change Nilanjan, durability secret key, but do not change the variable name. The variable name which I have taken in the process.env, you have to use the same one. Yes, Deepak, we are using simply just one database right now. And that database is e-commerce. So anyone has tried it? Is it working? Sign-in API is working for anyone? Logout means removing token from headers. Yes, logout means you are clearing your token from browsers, from your cookies, wherever they are storing your token. You are just simply clearing it. You have to again sign in. Yes, Parag. In sign, it's giving me 500 incidents. So do not tell me errors. Tell me what is the reason, Nilanjan, here. Why you are getting 500 errors. Read the errors downside. Read the lines. What are the errors are giving? 500 internal server error. So it could be, if you go into the auth.js, so it means it is reaching where? It is reaching here, right? So it means user is not working for you. User model is not working. Yes, Deepak. Created user successfully. Hmm. If you have user created successfully, then user should work for you. So put the console. Nilanjan, I told you, right? Check the flow. Put the console. Check where you are facing the error. At what line you are facing the error. Ankit, when we get error from request.body, when we get error from request.body, uh, you get the error from request.body only when you are not providing the express.json on top. After that, only you have to provide all the routes. Because express.json is the one who is converting your data from there to request.body. So that's what there you will get the error. So we have to provide API using documentation to UI. Yes, yes, Bharat. That's what we need. We always do. We have to write all the APIs and create a documentation and provide to UI developers. You have to provide like what are the data you are expecting, what are the error you are like, what are the responses you will be sharing, all the things you have to do. For that, there is one application called Swagger. Swagger is one NPM module which does the documentation for you. You guys can check that. Swagger. Anyone has got successfully sign in? Yes, then you should not get the request.body error. Then it's something else. Again, put the console. I showed you, right? Debugging step. Try that. Just check your flow is reaching to controller or not. Okay, Ankit? Yeah. Just check you are reaching to controller or not. Sign in successfully. Great, Nilanjan. So now check for get all product. The you can put that verified token middleware anywhere, but now check for get all products. Put the verified token there, verify token middleware there, and then check that Are you first check without providing token? Are you able to get the get all product or not? Great, great, Nilanjan, great. Now try to do the verification part. Yeah. After sign in, important part is verification, everyone. Because that's why you are creating the sign in part. That's why you're creating the token. So you can verify later. So please do the verify part also. So all the endpoint should be verified with token, right? Only then users should able to access the data. So that's why you need to put the verify token, verify middleware in all the routes. No, 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 not there. Not there. Here in the application, in the product.js, put the verify token method, the middleware which you created, right? In user.js, there's middleware. You need to check in your application, not in jw.io website. You need to check in your website, right? You are creating your application. You will verify token in your application, right? See why we are see. I think guys, clear one thing. You are creating token because you do not want all other endpoints to be accessed like publicly. You want everyone to access your endpoints or your API with just that token. If anyone is accessing your API without the tokens, then it's public API, right? You don't want to create any public APIs, right? You want every time to create a restricted APIs with the tokens part. So that's why we have created a token, right? So now try that verify token part quickly, everyone. Anyone else other than Nilanjan who has tried the sign in successfully? Got the sign in successfully? Likith has doubt. Okay, let's see. So route.get requires a callback function. So route.get requires a callback function. It looks like your get all product is the problematic here, or the verified token. Why this verified token is coming in a blue? All other middleware is coming in a yellow, but for verify token, see verify product data is also there, right? That is coming in yellow, but verify token is coming in blue. It means you have problem in middleware folders. Have you exported properly verify token? Have you exported it into index.js or from the wait in middleware.js you created valid.js. Okay, you check in the index.js. Have you exported them properly? Right? Or if that's not a problem, then get all product is a problem for you. If verify token is not a problem for you, then get all product is a problem for you. Okay. File name is correct, by the way. You have exported. So somewhere actually, see, it's not able to get. Check your get user product then. Put the console. Are you like reaching your get all product method in controller? Where exactly this error is happening? Put console at both places. In verify token, and then put it into like put the console in both, get verify token in two places, and then put it into the controller also. Doubt user dot password in bcrypt. So see, password spelling is wrong for you. PASSWOORD, Parag. And this user dot password is coming from the database. Okay. Yeah. What you are asking here? So see, bcrypt dot compare sync. If you are asking about this line, bcrypt.compare. So see, bcrypt is the package who has the method of compare sync, where you are passing the password which you got from the UI and the password which you get it, the password which is getting from database. So that's what these two password you are comparing, because this password is already encrypted, so you cannot simply compare it. This password is coming ABC123, but this password user.password is encrypted one, which bcrypt only encrypted. So that's why we are using bcrypt.comparesync for comparing these two passwords. And if the password is correct, then go further. Otherwise, throw the error. Okay, Parag? User model table, yeah. Yes, the user data is saved in user model table only. That's right. Okay, so Deepak is saying created database, perform CRUD operation, use association, apply user authentication and authorization. That's the flow of this project. Am I right, sir? Yes. So we have started with, yes, we have created a database in SQLize. We have performed the CRUD operations, and other than that, we have created like product categories, these type of CRUD operations there. And then yes, we have done some of the associations between tables. And yes, I think we have initialized our product, and now we are doing the authentication and authorization. The next thing, I think it's there some more APIs like cart APIs, and then I think there is testing is also there, then deployment is also there. These are some of the slides which we have in our next video, like some of the days. Okay. So Arad has doubt. Okay, let's see. Okay, so why this API is get, and why this is a text? Arad, you have seen a lot of time my Postman, right? So every time I'm telling, first thing, this text raw should be JSON, not text. Okay. And why this is get? This should be post, right? You have created this API as a post. Very basic errors, right? This should be post. Or token is missing. Yeah, looks good. You have not provided any auth token. Yes. Now provide the tokens in headers and then check. Okay. Okay. So error for Likhit. So you're not getting any of the consoles, right? It looks like somewhere exporting is a problem for you, Likhit. Yeah, looks like something exporting is happening wrong for you. So, like, see, like all the places, are you? Yeah, it looks good to me. Are you exporting get all products at the end, right? This looks good to me actually. Yeah, this looks good. Likhit. Yes, Nilanjan. Yeah, it's not reaching. I think check for middleware. Is it the middleware is the problem? Because see, I was seeing the color difference also. For the above middleware, it was in the yellow, and this middleware is little bit blue is coming to you. Check for the middleware also. Are you exporting it properly? Check the spellings and everything. Because you need to export and import it two places. One is the index.js, and in index.js you have to do export also. So just check there. Sir, but model table has users and we doing with user. Please clear this. Oh, okay. Okay, so here we are not taking the database, right? We have taken this user, right? We have already gone to that user model and fetch that user. Now the all the information of user is available here, right? We do not need to go back to database. Okay, Parag? We already got all the information in this variable, in the user variable. Now we are using that user variable directly for user.password. You see, user.id, then we user.get roles, then we are doing user.email, user.name, everything we are doing with this user now because we got that user from the database. You can see these lines. Okay. Yeah, no problem. How to give data and headers, sir? I have showed you, right? Here I am giving, right? Access token and the value, the token which we got. We need to pass this thing. So that's see guys, everyone see it again. How to pass access token? So we got this token from our sign-in API. Now we are calling once the API given products. So we pass the access token here with the name, same name which we are using in the code, and then the copied token which we are passing. That's what you need to do it. Okay. Arad has created a doubt, so let's see his doubt. Doing in Thunder clients. I think Nilanjan is also doing in the Thunder client. It works for him. So just do the debugging. Follow the flow. Start from. I think it's this is the like the creation part. So now check into first into check duplicate, then check roles, then check here in the controller part. Okay, Rag? Okay, guys. So I think that's all for today. I'm sure like you guys will are facing some of the problems. You guys just try it. Do the debugging part. I have showed you how to do that. So please try to do that and try to implement these things also. Okay, where we get that generate token. Once you will call the sign-in API, you will get the tokens. Okay, like it. You have to call the sign-in API. You will get the token there. So try to do that. We'll connect tomorrow also. Then we'll see some of the problems. Is starting 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. Then we'll start our topic. So the people who has done it, if you guys have already some group, some like WhatsApp group, you guys can like try there, connect with each other. Or tomorrow might be like Mayank class will be there. You guys can Mayank discussion class will be there. So you guys can join there and understand that part. Okay. Okay, great, Likit. It's working for him. So verify token is also working. Are you able to verify it? Oh, very, very nice. So you guys, if you guys have internal group, so Likit can help you there. Okay. I think same work for Vishal also, and for Nilanjan also. It seems. Okay, guys. So that's all for today. So Anshul is saying that we have the Slack community there, right? So you guys can just simply chat with each other. Great, great. So let's connect tomorrow and let's see if you guys still face any problems there. Oh, yes, yes. Now that's how it's happening in real applications also. Very good night, everyone. We will tomorrow see some of the cart APIs, how we will add our products in cart. Okay. So very good night. Let's connect tomorrow. And yes, I have already given you one task to everyone, right? And the task is to right now when we are creating users, we are passing the user ID, roles IDs. But if we pass the roles name, what are the changes you guys have to do? So that try to do those changes also. Rather than passing the user ID, you have to pass the admin and user roles name directly. Okay, so let's see that also later. Okay, guys. So bye bye. Good night.